The Dream of the Man. A little king. Once upon a time, a young man who dreamed of one day being great king. He told himself when he looked in the mirror, and he said, "Yes, you can. You are amazing, and you can be a king. Why not?" It was difficult, but impossible is nothing. Every day that passed, he repeated the same phrase to begin to achieve what he wanted. If I can dream it, I can reach it. You do it, and strive to be better day by day. So one day he decided to tell his friend about his dream.
The start of the king. After the difficulties, despite the setbacks and the many displaces that I found in the rise of the individual to the kingdom, it took him too much difference to reach that point. Just do it. I believe that I should never give up. Everything must die step by step. Let's start. This regime once reached the throne. This began to revitalize and kingdom due to the crisis that the previous regime left in that place, including famine and low economic. But no pain, no gain. That's the important.
With a thought of impossible it's nothing, began the reforms for the rehabilitation of the same. Keep it up, said to himself the Roy, who at his young age he came to the throne. He wanted his kingdom to continue to grow and become one of the most secure and powerful, and he knew that this was the way. Don't back down. Once I get to this point, I can't back down. He thought the time is now. With that in mind, things began to change in the kingdom. The crisis began to overcome without difficulty due to the reforms implemented by the young king, and he told his citizens, "It's now or never." With those words proved that his intentions were coming to light. With a strong resolution, the people imposed him to accept as their king, and they heard murmurs. Why not a stranger together?
Problems begin and some end. We can do this, said the consulate of representatives of the different parts of the United Kingdom, with the common goal of being able to make their city rise again as in its golden years. Military power, investigation, and the theater in which it was they were the leaders through that change. "You are wonderful," said statesmen that were heard in the royal chamber. "Continues to grow," were the thoughts of the enemies of the young man's kingdom. With those thoughts, the nations with which they shared borders began to arm themselves due to a fear.
The bellicose war which with the passing of the years will be called as the Kingdom of Blood, because in the confrontation it always massacred its enemies without mercy, tried the state to each others with fervor, alluding to their lack of war power. After a week, the enemy king summoned a battalion of his best warriors to go and take the lands of the young king, telling his soldiers, "Without pain, no profit." With that in mind, the soldiers were willing to die to obtain kingdom for their king. When they went to the wall of the young man's kingdom, the king says, "There you have a general of his army," to which he replied, "Well done, my lord."
The young king, before an invasion that was approaching, made the decision to speak with his attackers or fight, observing the problems he had. He made the decision to eradicate his enemies without mercy, with his little confidence. He said with fervor that we are stronger together, step by step. She explained his plan to slaughter his enemies once the meeting was over and the battle began. "Being king," he said, This is the way. Although he did not say it, making illusion to a king of law, continues to groan, sight my kingdom the young man with Joe, and with a whisper, sight, if I can dream it, I can achieve it, and begin its territorial expansion for many millennia.